Good evening, everybody. Another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time, because that is the mighty Psycho promise. As you can see here, the episode is called Holiday Hoedown, which I was going to be real cute and separate the hoedown part, but I don't personally know any Christmas hoes yet. Anywho, so yeah, I hope everybody is having a really good day. You know, Friday, if I remember correctly, we're into December already. We're into December on Friday already, and what that's going to mean pretty much is that we got about 3 weeks till Christmas. Yes, 3 weeks till Christmas. Now, I know that while I am taping this, that Mayo is on. I know that, and I'm like, oh, he's going to do a nighttime broadcast, huh? Because I'm used to, seeing him in the morning, the early morning, before Rachel comes on. I like when he's got the Morning Cup of Joe. That's a neat little show that Joe's got over there at Mr. Mayo channel, along with Beetle Babe and Sir James and all the other people that pop up. Right? I said pop up. So I'm hoping everybody is doing real good. I want to dedicate this particular episode to, we had 2 music deaths that I know of this week. Les McGuire, who was in Jerry and the Pacemakers, he was the last original member. I think I heard that there is a Pacemakers out there, a Pacemakers band, but no original members, I'll tell you that. So if you're over there in the UK, because I know they like to tour in the UK and Europe and such, you may want to take a look and investigate for yourself. Also, Scott Kempner, who was a founding member of the Dictators and Del Lords, dead at the age of 69. They said onset dementia. He had his final days in nursing home, I guess, according to the article that I read. So, once again, though, welcome to Psycho's Platters. Like I said, 3 weeks from now, Christmas will be upon us. You know what? I don't know about you guys this time around, but I just am not feeling the holiday spirit, if you will. The only holiday spirits I might be lucky to be able to have is just a little bit of raw Jack and Crown and Coke or whatever. See what I did there? But the thing is that maybe as we get closer, we'll get to knowing all about that, right? Also, new subscriber I wanted to mention here. Like I said, I congratulate once again the audience. You guys are great. Last week, we hit the 1,000 subscriber plateau here in this channel after 12 years, 9 months of trying. You guys are great, nevertheless. But the new subscriber, DC Toon Time, go check out his channel. Beetle Babe was another recent one, too. Check out her channel. Like I said, she ends up on Morning Cup of Joe in the morning, along with Mr. Mayo and company. Yes, indeed. I want to do, if it's okay with you, before we get, I have lots of different things to show and talk about today, I think. Maybe we might go at least 90 minutes, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So here's the commercial, okay? So as everybody knows, I have this Jukebox from Hell musical subset series, okay, which this thing most of the time goes like gangbusters, but the audience really surprised me. Seriously, you guys and everybody else out in YouTube land surprised me. Now, I know there's music channels that get a couple thousand views, maybe in a day or two, maybe even 10,000 views. But for me to get in a week, I checked shortly before I came here, all right? I recently did an episode in Jukebox from Hell of Nielsen's Pussycats, produced by John Lennon. This sucker went almost viral, it seemed. I'm looking at over 520 views in a week. You people amaze me. You simply amaze me. And if you haven't checked this one out, go ahead and please do so on the Psycho Platter channel. Also, the new one that we dropped literally yesterday, 2 days ago, I don't know. If you're a Supertramp fan, Roger Hodgson's Hi Hi from 1987 is the new episode of Jukebox from Hell. And we also announced that next week's episode will be Strangers in the Wind from Bay City Rollers, 1978. Will be the next episode of Jukebox from Hell. And so you got lots of good stuff to look at, ladies and gentlemen. I took a glimpse briefly at the channel description, and we are 10 videos away from 700. 700 videos that I have put up on this channel. Nobody can really go off and say that they're bored, that there's not enough Psyko. Oh boy. I don't know. So let's see. I wanted to show you some Christmas type stuff, if you will. Not much. Not much. I'll find more over the course of December. So this is some Christmas finds and such, okay? I got 3 CD and an album. I'll show you this. So if you're fans of like power pop, Chicago power pop, wouldn't any Bay City, well, you know what though? Okay, look, I mean, I remember, what was it, 75, 76? I remember watching Roller Mania was going through the United States. The thing is, this is where the press always tried to spark shit up, okay? They tried to stir shit up, and they went off and said, like, the Bay City Rollers were going to be the next Beatles. I remember that was even discussed briefly on Joe's channel, and I'm like, I remember the press said that. Just as a couple years later, you're looking at the Knack, right? Basically, one-hit wonder, but really 3. But with My Sharona, everybody thought the Knack was the next Beatles. I'm like, will you people shut the fuck up? Because there's only one set of Beatles. There is no next of. It's just like when people, I remember reading, I think it was in Time Magazine, from a 1973 article, Bruce Springsteen is the next Bob Dylan. It's like, no, he's not. And Bruce Springsteen is Bruce Springsteen. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. But, yeah, so, I mean, people were like, I'm like, no, he's not the, so help me. You know, the press just likes to stir shit up. And, I mean, that's on them, really. Anyways, sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know who that is. My friend Scott just went off and just dropped a news thing here. Misery and the Mist actress Frances Sternhagen has passed away, 3-time Primetime Emmy nominee for her work on Cheers and later Sex and the City. Passed away at the age of 93. I don't watch Sex and the City. You wouldn't catch me. Now, Cheers, I like Cheers. Okay. So, if you like power pop, all right, as I was saying, yeah. By the way, like I said, I just gave a shout out to your channel. Thank you for subbing to me. We're doing very well here. Yeah, the next Beatles is the Kiss of Death. You know, I mean, I understand that it's the critics and the press doing this shit, but us as the music fans, you know, we're not stupid, okay? We're not stupid. We can figure these things out. So there was a charity single put out in the 90s, locally up in the Chicagoland area. So a member of Off-Broadway and a member of Pez Band. Do you remember Pez Band? They did Christmas Every Day, and this is signed by the late Cliff Johnson and Mimi Benitez. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this is the front, this is the back. It's a neat little tune. If you've never heard it, go check it out on YouTube. You should be able to pull that up. But yeah, Christmas Every Day. And then, it's just a one-sided little leaflet, I guess. But yeah, out of Oak Park, Illinois, because that's where Off-Broadway was Oak Park, which I love their stuff. It's too bad Cliff's gone. I didn't get a chance to see them with them. And then this one here, I remember came out just about a couple years ago. And you know what? It's okay, but to me, it's a ho-hum record. I'm not going to lie. I bought it because Target was going off and inserting signed CD booklets through the CDs and vinyl. The vinyl was a cover slick at random. And so Steve Perry's The Season, which currently right now, this is the most recent, latest thing from Mr. Perry himself. We got all kinds of, he's showing all kinds of photos. You got your beautiful Christmas nighttime sky, right? Right. So Steve Perry, and then, oh boy, do we end up getting silly. I found this thing for 99 cents at the vintage stock in here in town. Monster Ballads Christmas. Yes, nothing says Christmas, oh boy, like Monster Ballads Christmas. Now, I know you may be saying, and maybe you're not, Psycho, what's on here? Well, how about this? We'll go a quick run by. So you've got Skid Row doing Jingle Bells, Winger doing their version of Happy Christmas, War is Over, oh boy. Jenny Lane of Warrant doing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Twisted Sister with Lita Ford doing I'll Be Home for Christmas. Queensryche doing White Christmas. LA Guns doing Run Rudolph Run. Firehouse doing Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Danger Danger doing Naughty Naughty Christmas. Tom Kiefer, excuse me, the typing is weird to look at. Tom Kiefer, Cinderella for Blue Christmas. Nelson. Nelson doing Jingle Bell Rock. Is it After the Rain they sing? Never mind. Faster Pussycat doing Silent Night. Dokken doing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Enough's Enough doing Happy Holiday. Stryper doing Winter Wonderland. And lastly, Billy Idol doing Christmas Love. Yes, that's right, kids. Monster Ballad Christmas. Go grab it. Especially for 99 cents. You can't really fuck it up for 99 cents. And you know what? Will it be in the jukebox for that? Maybe. I'll have to listen to it. I haven't had a chance. All right. Then, I should have told you I had a Christmas vinyl. So, this is the only album that I have found from these guys. I found a best of CD. I really wish I could have found this vinyl. You know what? I'll tell you something. I love Enough's Enough too. I don't know what the hell happened to them exactly, but I remember, because they're from, like I said, Chicagoland. They're local boys. For us anyway, they were local boys. I never got to see them perform, unfortunately, but I remember that they did 2 albums for Atco. I think Strength was probably their best. I still like Fly High Michelle. There's another one off that album that's escaping me right now. And then for some reason, they did another album after Atco let them go on Arista, which I can't remember what that was. Something about strange animals. Very strange. Is that part of the Golden Throat series? Might as well be. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't Shatner do a Christmas album? Oh, shit. I don't know if I want to hear that. So as I was saying, I really wish I would have been able to have this vinyl sooner because I would have got it signed by one of the people in here. From 1972. Couldn't believe it. This was a Goodwill find many, many moons ago on Paramount. Merry Christmas from the Brady Bunch. That's right. And look, even Tiger's there. Yes, even him. You do know, though, that there's an unreleased episode from the Brady Bunch where the Brady Bunch pretty much massacre Cousin Oliver, and he's buried under Tiger's doghouse. He still may be there. I'm horrible. I'm just horrible. Wouldn't that be funny, though? You just like, because he only lasted 3 fucking episodes, Cousin Oliver. Okay. Anywho, I got some more, like I said, there actually was a book I was going to grab. I forgot to do it, so I'll save that maybe for next time, maybe Saturday. They got mislabeled. You're right. Yeah, they did get mislabeled as glam, and there was a touch of that, but there was much more. That's it. Animals with Human Intelligence is the third album. Thank you. Sam the Butcher, you know what? It's a good possibility. He loved Alice. He would have done anything for the Bradys, and I mean anything. Of course, after that, though, he ended up having to go basically in hiding. And what he ended up doing, Sam the Butcher, he ended up joining a little musical outfit, you know, and he wore a suit, an animal costume, if you will, and became a member of the Banana Splits. True story. Look it up on Google. Anyway, see, you didn't know I was going to be able to connect Brady Bunch to Banana Splits, but I just did. So, anywho, I appreciate the 4 people here. Like I said, I know Mayo's doing a nighttime show. I caught that just as I was getting ready to come on here. I don't know who else is on tonight anyway. But we'll try to get through. We'll have some nice fun. So here's some CD finds. And like I said, I didn't get a chance to buy really anything recent except for the book that I'll save that for Saturday. Maybe I'll show you. It's a neat signed book I picked up, and I cannot wait to listen to it. That was actually before his Barney Hefner days, because he ended up, when they found out that he was wearing Banana Splits, he's like, oh shit. Ended up moving to the East Coast of New York and changed his identity. Married some lady named Blanche, which actually was another lady from the Witness Protection Program. And that's how you get Barney and Blanche. And for some reason, he befriends some guy named Archie Bunker. This is ridiculous. I'll just keep spinning the shit. So, okay. How about Hollywood Rose? Now this thing here, this is from 99, okay, Cleopatra Records. Remember Cleopatra? They're still around. That label's pretty sketchy. Cleopatra is. He could have taken over for Bill. Geez, yeah, well, yeah. There really is only 5 songs on this damn thing, okay? And of course, Hollywood Rose was pre-Guns N' Roses, okay? You only got a couple members of the classic Guns N' Roses on there. And then, so there's only really 5 songs on here. One of them being Shadow of Your Love, which ended up being when they had the expanded edition for Appetite for Destruction, they put out GNR's version of Shadow of Your Love. But why they thought, they stretched it from 5 tracks to 15, mind you. They ended up giving, the tapes, okay, and they gave them to Gilby Clarke, of all people. Remixed them, then that's your next 5. Same 5 tracks, but then he remixed them. Then, I don't know why, they passed him over to Fred Coury, drummer of Cinderella. He ends up remixing his version of the same 5 songs. I don't get it, but I picked it up. It was dirt cheap. What the hell? I remember reviewing this many moons ago on Psycho's Platters. But I thought I'd let you guys know about this if you guys didn't know about this. Ron Dante's Funhouse. Yeah, look at that. See, Ron Dante's having a soda at Pops, and look who's dancing in the background. Of course, where's Archie? Where's Archie? Or is Ron Dante going to have Veronica and Betty at the same time? Or is Archie there, but you can't see him, and it's going to be a double date? Okay, I know, I'm being ridiculous. And there's that. Here's your, well, the story's in a trifold. Okay. Of course, Ron Dante currently is one of the Turtles in the Happy Together tour and such. And you know what? There are actually some really good stuff on here. You know, you're obviously going to get your Archie's tracks. You're going to get your Cufflinks tracks and your other stuff too. But you also get previously unreleased stuff. Basically, the stuff he sang for the Chan Clan. We talked about the Chan Clan way back a few episodes ago. That stuff's on here, the unreleased 73, 74 Chan Clan material. And you also have some mid-70s Archie type stuff, okay? Because Archie kept getting recycled, it seems like, at least for Saturday morning. This one here, by the way, on Sunset Boulevard Records. You can get it real cheap, too, sometimes. So go seek that out. All right. These ones here, I got a bunch of 50-cent record finds and dollar record finds. I might have showed some of this before, but some of it I don't think I did. This one here, I really wish John Belushi was still alive, but you're going to get Jim Belushi and Dan Aykroyd live from Chicago's House of Blues, Blues Brothers and Friends. Yes. And I mean, you're talking like, you got all different kinds of people on here. Of course, I'm trying to read what the heck, the writing is just so small on here. But, yeah, so I mean, I'm curious. Haven't listened to that yet. How about Steve Vai's The Ultra Zone? Can't really go wrong with 50-cent Vai. Not really. Yeah, Dad. A very nice Joe Walsh comp that I didn't even know existed until I found it at this place. The Joe Walsh Anthology. Look what I did. See what I could do. Yes, 2 CDs of Joe Walsh goodness, courtesy of MCA. I like all of his stuff. I like James Gang and Barnstorm and I think, what was it? The last thing I bought from him was Analog Man, which, it's okay. It's not a great record, but it's okay. It's nice to see Joe still out and about. Yeah, I know. Stewart. Not in my danger zone. This one here, Al Stewart's Greatest Hits. Look what they kind of did here. They took liberties with the Year of the Cat cover, and they went and did it this way. I love Al Stewart. Al Stewart is still a treasure. I don't care what people say. And, I mean, you got all kinds of things on here. Going all the way. This covers from, like, the early 70s to the late 80s, actually. For that. He cut an album for Enigma. I managed to find that not too long back. Yes, but seriously, folks, it's a fantastic album. They all are. But I like all of Joe's stuff from the 70s. I think that it's pretty good. Now, the stuff that I haven't heard as much was the handful of 80s stuff that he did, like The Confessor and Got Me Gum. I haven't heard any stuff from off of that. I just remember that those went to the clearance racks pretty damn fast, though, back in the 80s. I don't know why I didn't pick those up. And, of course, to me, one of my more, because I love that he has a sense of humor, okay? I mean, let's face it, he was making fun of himself, and Life's Been Good. You know, if you can go off and do that, I think you're an all right guy. Remember when they had the Joe Walsh for President campaign? Oh, boy. And then, but let's face it, from the lyric from Ordinary Average Guy, picking up the dog do, hoping it's hard. You're not going to find that anywhere else on any other. Okay, yeah, I'll have to seek. I'll probably maybe do some YouTube listenings. I like doing that sometimes before I go in, unless they're like in a buck bin or something, then I'll pull them for a buck. Worst comes to worst, I go and give them to friends. All right. Tears Roll Down, Greatest Hits, Tears for Fears. Did they make this Sowing the Seeds of Love? Maybe. Why? Because they wanted to rule the world. Yeah, I know, I butchered that. But, that's the thing, though. Tears for Fears, they had 2 or 3 hits here in the U.S., but they were big in the U.K., for God's sakes. There's a lot of bands that were like that. Hello, Mick. How are you? Welcoming committee. Yes, indeed. This one here, one of the more latter, oh boy, 2002? Yeah, 2002. From what I'm led to believe, one of the last CDs to come out on the Navarre label is Peter Cetera. There's another solo album called Another Perfect World. I like some of his stuff, but honestly, he was better in Chicago than he did with his solo stuff. Although there's some songs that are really cheesy that I have to sing when they come on the radio, like, I am a man who will fight for your honor. Let's see here. One thing leads to another. The Fix's greatest hits. Yes, that's right. The wrong word put in the right ear. All right, here's some vinyl stuff. Not much, just a couple I thought I'd share. I couldn't believe that I got this for a decent price about a few years back. I got, the MGM cash grab for the Beatles. You got 4 tracks, right? You got 4 tracks, and it says, and others. And the others, you've got here, the others are the Titans. That's pretty much it, is the Titans. I don't know who the hell the Titans were for 1964. Obviously, I'm guessing a very fake studio group, but who was in them? Lord knows. So, like I said, I'm happy to have this. I am. I've got that one, and I've got the Echo Inchi Suite. I have only ever come across one copy in 40 years. For looking, it wasn't like I was really intentionally looking, but it was funny. And I found this thing sitting in a big pile of records in a junk shop in Harvard, Illinois. Got it for $1.49, and it's in VG for the Echo too. This MGM is about a VG plus. Anybody here from Milwaukee? Anybody from Wisconsin? We'll represent. Bad Boy, one of the more unsung bands, if you will. They had a couple albums out on United Artists in the late 70s, and then they still kept putting out product that still exists to this day. Steve Grimm is your major connection for all the lineups, and then Zeno Hogan, of course, who, no, he's not related to Hulk, but he was the original lead singer of Cheap Trick from 1973 to early 76. So, here's the front, here's the back. Got that too. This one here, I found this for like a couple dollars at a flea market stall. From 1990 on RCA/Simmons Records. Yes, Gene's imprint. Silent Rage, Don't Touch Me There. Don't touch me there. And here's the front, here's the back. You're going to end up having some minor Kiss connections, majorly here. What the hell's his name? This print is so small, I can't even. But yeah, so some of this was produced by Gene, I can tell you that. But only a couple bucks. Not too shabby, I think. And then lastly, I remember when this came out, and boy, what controversy in 1987 for this. Now, back in 87, I didn't have this. To hell with the devil. Yeah, to hell with the devil. Look, Stryper's throwing the devil down in the fire there, right? And of course, look, yes, the yellow and black attack. I saw him in 86 for the Soldiers Under Command tour. and I thought they rocked, damn it. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about Striper. They kick ass. I think they're even more harder now than they were in the 80s, to be honest with you. So see, there's your finds for the day anyway. Yeah, I know. That was worth a chuckle, wasn't it? That was worth a chuckle. All right, let's see here. I wrote some different things. Okay. How about this? I tripped on the killer bees. Killer bees. Yeah, they wore those when I saw them in '86, spring of '86. It was Striper and Armored Saint. Armored Saint was the opener, and I thought both bands played pretty damn good. But you know, all those little teeny bopper kids were going Striper, Striper. You know how like when Hendrix opened for the Monkees and they kept screaming Monkees, Davey, Nick. They did the same shit to Armored Saint, and John Bush got pissed. Oh, did he get pissed? And he's like, he said, I guess they cut the set a little short because he just didn't deal with it anymore. He's like, for the people that came here to see us, we're going to be at the side door signing and meeting you and all that other stuff. And for the rest of you, go fuck yourself. That's what they said. I'm like, that's nice. That's fantastic. But yeah, the killer bees indeed. Okay. How about, I know, you guys are going to go, here comes a little groan. Only time I saw anyone get booed off the stage was Broken Homes. I never heard of them. Opening for Stevie Ray Vaughan. Well, yeah, you know. If Broken Homes sucked, you know, I'd say truthfully anyway that, the lead singer, oh shit, so he's being pissy. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Armored Saint did a real good job, mind you. They did. They were rocking. But I don't even think it was 45 minutes, honestly, because they had to try to fill some time to get Striper out there. And I know that for some reason it was real hot in the Bismarck Ballroom downtown. And it was mainly women were, a handful of women were passing out. It was general admission. Thank God I was not down there for once in the crowd in GA. I had front row balcony with my buddy, and we're watching this shit as it's going down, and I'm just like, but I'm not kidding. They probably carried off 4 or 5 women, and I don't know. I don't know if they took them out of the concert or just for fresh air or whatever, but yeah, that was something. That was the first time I ever saw that. You know what? I'll ask you 7 people here just out of curiosity. Who was the shittiest opening band that you ever saw? It could be somebody we know. It could be somebody we don't know for the opening band, but the person opened for a namer, okay, a big one. I think probably the closest was when I saw Kiss in '98 in Rockford, Illinois. They had this Canadian band called the Econoline Crush, and we didn't know shit about these guys. And it figures because, now it's like I said, this was '98. The next tour date, so they went from Rockford to Madison, Wisconsin. Madison was going to start the next part of the tour. Collective Soul was the opening act. And I'm like, shit, I would have rather have had Collective Soul. Collective Soul and Kiss would have been real nice. Collective Soul is going out on the road this summer with Hootie and the Blowfish and Edward McCain. Only time I saw Kiss, 77. And the Rockets, that's right, Johnny B. Bandachek. And a handful Jim McCarty and a bunch of other ones. I had some Rockets records. I don't know if I ever had a chance to listen to those. I think that's some dollar stuff too I've come across is some Rockets records. I think they made 3 albums, I want to say, and I don't know. They just didn't go very well. They didn't make it very far. But at least they opened for Kiss. A lot of bands got to open for Kiss over all those things. Red Spandex. Oh joy. Red Spandex. Hey, wait a minute. Were they stealing? No. Loverboy stole their gig. Loverboy stole the Rockets' shit. They were wearing red spandex. Because wasn't Loverboy wearing red spandex? I don't know. It's not like I go looking at Mike Reno's crotch anytime soon. I can't believe I said that. Oh, whatever. So, or wait a minute. Or are you telling me Red Spandex was the name of an opening band? Is that what you're telling me? I'm a little confused. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, 22 years ago today, George Harrison dies of lung cancer at age 58 with his son Danny and wife Olivia and Ravi Shankar by his side. And shortly before his death, Paul and Ringo visited. Other related Beatle fun, yes. Oh, no Rockets were in red outfits, okay. But see, now here's the thing though, okay. When the spotlights would hit the, oh, here we go, the red spandex, does that constitute as a Rockets red glare? Oh boy, I should be ashamed. I'm ashamed of that pun. I really am. But that's the thing though, see. What? Oh, all right, this just announced. I thought he died many, many years ago. I guess in our hearts he did. Hang on a minute. This is, I don't even give a shit about this really. But, wow. Henry Kissinger is dead. He made it to 100. Henry Kissinger's got a Brady Bunch connection. Did you know that? Henry Kissinger has got a Brady Bunch connection. Now I know you're like, what? What the fuck are you talking about, Psyko? Well, you see, here's the thing. When I want to say it was one of the latter seasons, if you will, Henry Kissinger just happened to be in town. His daughters love the show. So therefore, Henry Kissinger and his daughters got to see the Brady Bunch, you know, while they were working on an episode, and pictures exist in Greg Brady, a.k.a. Barry Williams' book. See, you never know what you're going to learn on this dumb show. But also, going off and relating to Beatle-related stuff, as he's like, oh no, not again. But this is a little more interesting. At least to me it is, okay? So let me see if I can pull this up. I normally don't try to read things, but this was brought up earlier today. So forgive me, all right? I'll try to, I'll tell you what, this is courtesy of the Daily Beatle, all right, on Facebook. Some interesting items in the new Omega auction, like this 9+ minute long version of Flying. Now remember Flying from Magical Mystery Tour, right? But it wasn't no 9 minutes on that album. The early title of it was Aerial Instrumental. So 9-minute version of Flying and a master tape of the unreleased McCartney-Starkey, you heard me right, Paul Ringo composition Angel in Disguise, which even Ringo elected not to release. So maybe it's really that horrible. I don't know. I like Flying too, and I'll tell you this. I actually used that song in I did a presentation on the Beatles because they were asking, this was in high school, okay, they were asking who was one of our favorite bands or artists, and I did kind of like a slideshow while Flying was going. And I passed around Sgt. Pepper and the Abbey Road covers. But yeah, so it says here that the Aerial Instrumental was an original UK EMI disc acetate. It says here it's a single-sided 12-inch acetate of Aerial Instrumental. This instrumental, track length of 9 minutes and 36 seconds, which certainly takes us on a Magical Mystery Tour, would be much shortened and be released as Flying. this recording remains officially commercially unreleased. The acetate is in neat Fiji condition, showing some surface marks to the playing surface, although these are not heavier, and the acetate plays through without any issues. No skips, jumps, and only a little line surface noise with a little wear to the lacquer on the rim. It did sell, by the way, 3,000 pounds. So that one sold. I cannot seem to go off and pull up Angel in Disguise. I'm hoping that it was Paul, or Apple Corp bought them, because once again, people, that would have made some great Anthology 4 material. That's right. We keep finding things that could be tacked onto that Anthology 4. Like it way more than, you know what, you're right. I do like it more. I do like it more than Within You, Without You, The Inner Light. I mean, I like flying over those. So, yeah. So, unreleased Beatles still keep getting found. And like I said, I'm not kidding. There's got to be enough for at least a double disc mixture of studio, demo, and live. I also heard Peter Jackson wants to make another Beatles film of previously unreleased footage. Now, I don't know what the hell that's about, because he was pretty vague at that point. All right, off of the Beatles. How about that? How about this one? So Geddy Lee. Yeah, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson. They ended up having beers a couple weeks back. And now they're, they're writing new music together, all right? Now, this is my opinion, and just simply my opinion, that hopefully they will not call it Rush, although they technically could. They could, but people would probably groan at them severely, because everyone is so used to the late Neil Peart being the drummer. But as we know in the history of Rush, 1969 when they formed, John Rutsey was the original drummer, and he only stuck around till 74, just enough for the first album. So realistically, they could probably stick, I say truthfully, if they're going to play that game, that they get 10 to 12 different drummers for the 10 to 12 tracks that would end up on the release. But that's just my opinion. Those Yellow Dog CDs are superior. You know what? I know what you're talking about, but I've never heard or owned one. The only Beatle bootleg type CDs I've ever come across cheaply was BBC stuff before the BBC stuff got released. That's the only bootlegs I think I ever came across. Seriously. The Unsurpassed. I've heard about the Unsurpassed Masters. So, if you're a Rush fan, I know Geddy Lee put out his new book, too. He did book signings, too. Maybe you were lucky enough to, wherever you were in Canada or the United States, got to go off and meet Geddy. That'd be cool. Lots of the anthology stuff came for those, but they cut them up. Yeah, I sometimes hate it when they butcher them like that. All right. So here's another one. This kind of started about 2 weeks ago, so it's not really technically a new news announcement. But a lot more things are coming out on this. The Hall & Oates court drama. Yes. You see, all right. So the restraining order that was roughly... Now, this is alleged stuff. This is not, I'm not trying to be Mr. Know-It-All. I read this article today. I cannot remember if I honestly saved it. So I can give you the source anyway. Let's see if I can pull the source up before I tell you what I'm going to tell you. Okay, it is under Yahoo Entertainment, but it was posted this afternoon. All right, and basically, all this crap started around the 17th of November. All right. And so basically, Hall was suing Oates. Now, I know we can't really trust TMZ, but this is what the November 23rd report said, that Hall and Oates have been in arbitration over which songs Oates is allowed to perform live at his solo concerts. Oates, who plays several gigs this month, and go check him out. John is a really good solo artist, and his band is really good. I got to see him over 10 years ago live, and that's in Boots and Poodle Cut. Oh, I met Oates when he is a short man, of short stature. I have a picture of me and him. I'll have to show that sometime. But, so the thing is that Oates, of course, has co-writing credit on hits like She's Gone, Sarah Smile, You Make My Dreams, I Can't Go For That, Maneater. But not on other ones. A November 28th report from the Associated Press, though, showed that the real battle is over Oates' desire to sell his share of Whole Oats Enterprises, LLP, to Primary Wave IP Investment Management, LLC. Hall's lawsuit and restraining order have temporarily blocked the sale. That's why he did the restraining order. It had nothing to do with, hey, stay 500 feet away from me. There's other restraining orders. Now, I didn't realize that until I started reading the articles, okay, that yes, there's a restraining order for business sense, and this was one of them. But here's what's funny. Hall, which Hall claims violates the terms of business agreement that was forged years ago. An arbitrator must weigh in before the sale can proceed. Primary Wave actually already owns a significant interest in the Hall & Oates catalog due to a deal that Hall made in 06. So, and Hall supposedly regrets it. But in a way, does this make him a hypocrite? Does this make Hall a hypocrite? He's argued that Oates' sale would cause him imminent irreparable harm. And no, Oates can't go for that, no can do. He can sing any dang song he wants for Hall & Oates, because there was a rumor going around that, you know, he'd only be able to sing certain songs. It's a big mess I'm not going to bore you with. Very long article on that. So basically, whether or not John Oates had a right to sell his share of the company would be dictated by the LLP agreement. It is common in such agreements, especially where it's a two-part or even three-part entity, to include a right of first refusal if one partner wants to sell his or her share in the partnership. And that way the other partner or partners may buy out the other selling partner themselves. There could be a matching right in such an agreement, which would provide for the other partners to be allowed to match the purchase price obtained by the selling partner. But this is all speculation, the attorney says. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the gist of it. Okay, it has to do with song rights and this and that. And yeah, he is a great musician. I really think, truthfully, he's very underrated and very underutilized. Okay, I know that much about this. All right, let's see. Let's talk about Kiss for a minute. We're almost done. Well, or are we? I don't know. This could be weird. The last shows, December 1st and 2nd. Paul got sick. Few dates got canceled, not postponed, canceled. And then I think it was after 5 days, 4 or 5 days, he came back. They finishing the rest till they get to Madison Square Garden. And yeah, I know. You know what though? Okay, here's the thing. In my opinion, once again, opinions and assholes. Everyone's got one. Did you hear about the couple that got killed due to that? No, I don't know anything about this. This is first news to me, seriously. But, you know, Kiss was the best from about 73 to 78. Kiss Alive 2 was pretty much your last vestige of the original Kiss, okay? So from the first album to Alive 2, that's probably my favorite material. Now, saying that, though, yes, I like The Elder. Yes, I like Creatures of the Night. Yes, I like Lick It Up. Yes, I like Revenge. And I sort of kind of like Psycho Circus, even though we know that it really wasn't what it was supposed to be, was it? The fans got the wool pulled over their eyes on that. There's been a lot of lying and a lot of deception and a lot of shit with this band, along with Dysfunctional. Hit the Rainbow Bridge, car went airborne. They were going to a concert in Ottawa. Oh, geez, and it got canceled, so they were on their way to a casino instead. Oh, my. That is not good. Wow. Originally it was though, okay. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know any of that. That's weird. But I don't know. I keep hearing little things that, yeah, originally they thought it was an act of terrorism. That must have been the news blurb here in the States. They kind of briefly mentioned it, and then they shut up about it. So that must have been the explanation. They found out the whole real thing that happened. But yeah, so supposedly, I'm led to believe, of course, Bruce Kulick, he'll be there for one of the last shows. He was invited. He claims he's going to be on stage. I always liked Bruce's guitar work. I thought it was really good. Of course, he's been with Grand Funk Railroad for the last 20 years and his own solo stuff. And then to go from that to, have you heard the new Ace Frehley single, 10,000 Volts? Came out yesterday. I like it a lot, to tell you the honest truth. I hope that the rest of this album kicks ass. That would, because I mean, the last one that I really, really liked, sort of, was Anomaly. I liked Anomaly a lot. It was not a perfect album, but I did like Anomaly. So if they can at least get to Anomaly level on 10,000 Volts, I don't know if that's the title of the album. That's all I've been seeing, though, so maybe that is. I hope so, then, because, like I said, I dig it. I dig the tune. I don't know. I was going to do something else, but I think I'm going to hold off on that. Seriously. It's just some silly shit, but I'm just really not up to it right now. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it Saturday if I'm in a better mood. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sure why I'm crabby. I've been on and off crabby all day today. I'm not sure why. Although I will say this, I did get one positive piece of good news, and that is I have been officially released from therapy for my knee. Yay, we're done with that. I still need to work on it a little more myself. Maybe now I can start doing some more walking before the weather goes poopy. It's going to be like that tomorrow. The weather will be poopy down here. 55 for a high and raining most of the day here in northwest Arkansas. I know that maybe we touched on this last time, but let's try it again. I know there's not a lot of you in here. Did any of you guys get anything for Record Store Day? It doesn't have to be an RSD release. Did you end up getting, just because a lot of the record stores were doing sales? I know that the one that we had here in town was doing 20% off used vinyl, which I thought was pretty cool. And let's see, what was it? We don't have dollar bids. This guy doesn't have dollar bids. They're either $2.99 or $4.99. That's how he prices it. But he had, I think he had buy one get one, or buy one get two free. So yeah, I would have scoured the cheapo bins, because I mean, then it almost comes out to $1 a piece, almost. But yeah. So I mean, like I said, there wasn't really much on the RSD list. Like I said, I would have liked that Eric Carr Rockology picture disc, but I think who ruins it is the flippers. Okay, they called them flippers. Anyways, And if it's not that, you know what? Screw it. Can you hang on a second? I'm going to show you the new book I bought. This will go into topic in regards to what I want to talk about for a minute. So bear with me. All right. Anyways, so I don't know about you guys, but Black Friday, if you have a Barnes & Noble nearby, okay, one of the fun things that they have done for 6-7 years now is they'll have signed editions of different books. Excuse me. And so I belong to a lot of different Facebook autograph groups, okay, book signing groups. Hey, how you doing? And yes, Criterion sale, 50% off. But the thing is, with the Criterion, the only one I really want, okay, is the monkey's head. I want that. And yes, I know that I could get it in the box set of the BBS collection. They didn't even have a copy of that. Because at 50% off, I maybe would have pulled the trigger. But the thing is, I've already seen Easy Rider and 5 Easy Pieces. I don't know if I'd want to see them again, even though they were made with monkey money. Yes, they were. Those two films were made with monkey money. So I'm looking for the Criterion Head DVD. Eventually, hopefully, I'll find it. But so the thing is, with the Barnes & Noble bit, a lot of people were really fucking greedy. I'll tell you that right now. The main ones I remember seeing, Arnold Schwarzenegger did a signing. Okay, so a lot of stores got the Arnold Schwarzenegger book. Patrick Stewart, Star Trek and X-Men and all the other ones, right? He did a book too that was signed. Now they only have, of course, if you've ever been to one of these B&N sales, they only get X amount of copies per store. And not all stores get, I don't know how they assign it. I don't know if it's true that they kind of do it randomly. I don't know, or maybe based on sales. I have no clue. But there was people, okay, that, because the original rumor was one different sign book per customer. That was the original rumor. And for some reason, a lot of people were pissed off about this. Now, the only way that I would have gotten upset, if you will, is if I wanted to buy one, like, let's say the Patrick Stewart book, because I don't want the Schwarzenegger. Or Geddy Lee was doing, two. Geddy Lee was in the list, I'm told. So let's say I wanted to buy 2 copies of Geddy Lee's signed book. One for me and one for a family member, or one for a friend. In other words, I think truthfully, maximum of 2. I'm just saying, because that's what I do. I try to get presents for my friends if I can afford them. So when I got there over the weekend, they had one book, music related, that I was interested in. Sly Stone, thank you for letting me be myself again. And it was the only catch here is that they're not discounted. They are you do have to pay book price unless you've got a Barnes & Noble membership. Then you can get 10% off. Now, a lot of people complain though about this book, and I know you're going to be like, well, why? And there was 3 copies of this left, and I got the best signature. And That's why I compared, okay, I compared the autographs, and they were not the same. They were slightly varied in each one. Now, that's what it looks like. Now, this, of course, is a book plate. It was not, a lot of the Barnes & Nobles, they put a special page in those books, and then they sign the page. But I don't care. This is, I'm looking forward to reading this. This man has had a history, oh my God, since the early 60s. I don't even think I have to tell you what it's about, you know, the history and the ups and the downs and such. Let me see if I can show you a picture anyway that's in here. How about that? Oh boy. This is a more recent picture of Sly. Alright. For a few years he was living in a camper, if I remember correctly. Let's see. His wedding at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that was a big PR thing back in the day. Reclining at the Warner Brothers lot, LA, 1970. Anyways, so go take a look if you have a Barnes & Noble near you. You might be able to find one of these. And if you do, good for you, because you could save this until June, July, or August and have hot fun in the summertime. See what I did there? And thankfully enough, on Black Friday with Barnes & Noble, there wasn't a riot going on. Most of the time for B&N, people are civilized. I've been to enough of them. Everyone's polite. They go, excuse me. Oh, do you want one of these? I'm telling you, I wish all the damn Black Friday specials were like B&N. Nice people all the way around. Yeah, go figure. I am very pleased about this one. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that maybe. I'm just about done with the Anthony Perkins biography I'm reading, and then this is the next in the book queue, so I cannot wait to read this. But I mean, of course, we know that he started out, he was a disc jockey in Cali, and he also was a producer, alias Sylvester Stewart, for the Autumn Records label, which of course had the Beau Brummel Stones. See what I did there? And a couple other recording artists for Autumn Records before he went and decided to do his own thing, which, you know, I'm glad. I personally, thank you for letting me be myself again. It's probably my favorite song from them. I like the whole damn song, the way it's constructed. And of course, he had hell of a players. I mean, Larry Graham, who would end up being in Graham Central Station and end up in Prince's circle towards the last few years of Prince's life. I don't know. It's a lot of cool stuff. The Family Stone, if I remember correctly, I think they go out on tour. There's 3 originals, I'm told. Last time I knew, there was 3 original members from that band. They keep inviting Sly, but Sly declines every time. Oh yeah, there you go. I haven't heard that one. I'll have to listen. I know he was very paranoid. You know, I don't know if it was because I know he had alleged ties to the Black Panther Party back in the 60s, or was it all the cocaine and the crack cocaine and God knows what else that could have made him paranoid. I don't know. But the thing is that he was in a long-standing lawsuit with his former manager, and this took a while. Next thing you know, though, Sly won the judgment. He got, like, I think it was between $5 and $6 million in back royalties. I mean, that's incredible. Oh, it's on Stand? Okay, I don't have that album. I think I got, like, the greatest hits, and I got one other. Those guys are fantastic. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So like I said, Mike, I got an autographed one from him, and like I said, that's the reason why I grabbed that one. The rest of the selection that was at the B&N, obviously I missed the real good stuff, but sometimes the leftovers, okay, and this time I did good. Oh, excuse me. But yeah. So, Mike, if you dig in that, go find a Barnes & Noble. You might still find a copy. I found mine last Sunday. That was only a couple days ago. Because I wouldn't pay for the book. The book flippers are ridiculous. They are raking people over the coals for that Arnold Schwarzenegger, Patrick Stewart books. Ridiculous. I don't know. I don't have much else to say about that, really. I also hate to admit this. I kind of, sort of ran out of material here to talk about today. I know, only been an hour and 6 minutes. But, like I said, I just kind of want to reiterate. We'll back up here with commercials here real quick. I just want to reiterate that I want to thank. I have the best audience here in YouTube, for the YouTube vinyl community. I really do. Each and every one of you is important into this year. This has been, for almost 13 years, a no drama zone. I get such support from you guys, and we try to, like I said, all I ever wanted to do was entertain and educate. Yeah, I said educate about music and pop culture and whatever the hell we want to talk about. And you guys have taught me a few things too. This is supposed to be a learning experience. That's the way I see it. I know some channels, it's like a glorified show and tell. I try to go a little deeper than that. That's why we do the Jukebox from Hell series. And like I said, you people amaze me to no end. I still cannot get over that Pussycat has now over 520 views in a week on Jukebox from Hell. That has turned into the most watched Jukebox from Hell episode so far in our series. I was finishing watching a great interview on the Cowsills podcast with Todd Lundgren's former aunt. Really? Now that I would love to listen to that. Cowsills or something else. That was another thing. Who the hell was it? Oh, God, who was it, damn it? Oh, I remember now. The Smithereens, okay? From the early 90s. Yes, I love the Cowsills. The Smithereens, I cannot remember. I want to say it was Pat or Jim from that band. I'm not sure which. They tried to get their rep from Capitol Records to sign the Cowsills in the early 90s. They were pushing, the Smithereens were pushing for the Cowsills to get signed on Capitol. And Capitol, they went, like, I'm told, a half a dozen times. They tried, when they were on Capitol, to get the Cowsills on Capitol. And the Capitol reps said, they wouldn't even hear it. They're like, no. Yeah, see? Okay, thank you. And yeah, I love the Smithereens. I really do. Talk about some very cool power pop. That's actually one of my big concert regrets. When I came for a visit in the late 2010s, would you believe that the Smithereens played the Lake in the Hills Rib Fest in Lake in the Hills, Illinois? The tickets were $5. I should have went. Damn it. See, now I feel like yesterday's girl. See what I did there? That was horrible. Yeah, no shit. I'd like to know why. Because I think that's horse shit. John Cowsill was with them forever. And now I'm not sure about this, so don't quote me. So the Cowsills did a new Christmas EP. That's what I'm led to believe. And they showed all four of them, for at least the promotional material. So maybe John joined him on the Christmas EP. Dude, you need to watch the interview. It's with Mark Nathan. Hang on a second. Mike, would you tell me, I'm writing this down. What's the name of the podcast? Could you tell me that, please? Well, yeah. You know what? I'll tell you something. He was playing drums in 2000 when I saw him. And yes, he did get a bunch of applause, and I was one of them. I'm like, holy shit, John Cowsill's here. Yeah, well, Mike loves a douche. We all know that. Awesome. Oh, the Cowsills podcast. Okay. I apologize. I didn't know they had a podcast. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, that's cool too. And yes, we all thank you for that, Mike, because we are Cowsills fans here. We are. We're not ashamed to admit it. We love all good music. Yes. And I know, speaking of that, didn't he do one or two shows with the Smithereens in the last year? I know he was talking about guesting with them. And, okay, good, it's on YouTube. Good. Yeah, boy, I'll tell you. I'll put that into my weekend viewing queue. I'm off Saturday. Well, that's the thing, though, see? I mean, this channel, we don't stick to one thing. We try to go and do wide variety. And a lot of you guys seem to be on similar wavelengths. Sure, maybe we all, sure, we maybe hate one or dislike one or two bands that the other guy likes. But that's all right, you know? No, I didn't know anything about this. And, you know, I feel ashamed of myself. I forgot to dedicate one of my episodes to Dwight Twilley. I actually have a couple Dwight Twilley records. Jungle's one of them, and another one. I ended up getting them for 25 cents a piece. Now, unfortunately, the radio station put their call letters all over the cover, so the cover's ruined, but the vinyl is beautiful. Oh, yeah, oh, good. Yeah, well, John Stamos, I can see. Yeah, Kevin Bacon, I know he likes to do music, too. So does Billy Bob Thornton. Susan and John were in his band. Nice. I did not know that. She dated Dwight? Okay, look, I've brought this up before, but maybe I haven't brought this up. I hit on Susan Cowsill about 2009, 2010. Yes, I did. And she didn't look at me like I was a creep. That was a winner thing. I mean, I didn't overly do it. I just was lightly flirting with her, you know. And she seemed to pick up the minor vibes I was given. Twilley don't mind. That's right. If I remember correctly, what was it? Dwight Twilley and Phil Seymour, who ended up 2020. That band 2020. Twilley don't mind. I'm on fire. That's the one I do know. Like I said, I got 2 albums with the Dwight Twilley I got to listen to. Maybe the other one is Twilley don't mind. I don't know where they are exactly, but they're in one of my cabinets. But yeah, for 25 cents, I was not going to let those sit. Yeah, she's a cutie, all right. I'll tell you, and yeah, sweetheart. At least she seemed to. You know what? I have a picture with all 4 of them. It's not. My camera was getting ready to crap out, so it's not a great photograph. Somehow, maybe I can lighten the darkness a little bit, if that makes any sense. But there's a show they did here last concert. All the kids. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Yeah. Excuse me. I don't know. I'm assuming there must be a really good Dwight Twilley anthology, at least on CD, that I probably should go try to find eventually. There's so many things in the never-ending want list, for God's sakes. I would have to be like a millionaire to be able to get everything I want to get. Oh, good. Okay, well, thank you. So maybe I'll go look for that when I have some spare. I do some CD huntings. And by the way, I'm not going to reveal titles, but a couple days ago, I did find several different CDs for future episodes of Jukebox from Hell. That's right. 2 more to add to the queue. Oh, boy. You guys are going to groan when you hear these ones. Nice. Very nice. I'm also not surprised they'd be out of print. There's a lot of good shit that's out of print that was made like in the 80s, 90s, and 00s. It's like, good luck trying to find them at a decent price. There's a crazy Playboy Mansion Council set too. Are you talking about, is this the Playboy After Dark TV show from back in the day? Is that what you're talking about? They actually kicked ass. Oh, you mean On Your Side? I already gave that out already to another friend. Allegedly, the pop was. Why am I not surprised that Bud would have been hitting on the Playboy bunnies? Yep. Yay, see? And here's the thing though. I know that there's a DVD set of the Playboy After Dark. The only portion I ever saw was the Grateful Dead. I saw a little bit of the Dead set on there, but that's it. And I know that's out of print too. I should have bought it when I had a chance. Oh God, Bob married a Playboy bunny. Playboy magazine, of course, was originally started in Chicago, Illinois by Hugh Hefner. The main Playboy club for a very, very long time was in Chicago, but there was another biggie. Me and my buddy Scott, we were talking about Lake Geneva, Wisconsin was a big, because you could ski there and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if that was the former Majestic, like they took part of the Majestic. Majestic in the 60s, in the back end of the 60s, also used to do daytime concerts. The Monkees in '69 were one of them. I have a German pressing on my, oh, nice. Nice. So let's see, if I remember correctly, Mike, that would be on the London label still over there, or would that have been Decca for over at German press? Nice. Yeah, very, very, that would be, what, latter 60s Birds. Clarence White would have been there by now, right? Yeah, that would have, or Graham wasn't on that one, was he? I don't know. She's one of Hef's girls. That's, oh boy. Oh, Polydor, okay. All right, nice. I like Clarence. Clarence is a very talented, yet died. God, he died stupidly. It wasn't even his fault. It wasn't even his fault how he died. I'm like, what the hell? He didn't deserve that shit. Oh yeah, Graham was gone. Okay. So probably around the time of Easy Rider, Bird Maniacs, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Clarence did not deserve what he got. That was bullshit. And in case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, Clarence got together again with the Kentucky Colonels, if I remember correctly on this, and he was having a ball with those guys again because he was an original member of Kentucky Colonels. And it was after the set, he was helping to do the loadout. And there was this drunk bastard in another car and got him. That's how the hell Clarence died. I hope I'm getting that right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember reading that Graham Parsons' book, the one I talked about a few episodes ago. That's right. You know what? I don't. Was it you that told me this? Somebody told me this. And okay, so help me out. Was he one of the darlings, or was he one of the Dillards at the time for that? Because I know they were both on there. Yeah, you know, those Birds albums from the late '60s, early '70s are underrated. Yeah, Doctor. I have a copy of Dr. Bird and Mr. Hyde. I think. I hope I didn't get rid of it. I've had to sell a lot of my collection, you know, because I had to pay bills. I brought that up before too. I'll tell you a Birds-related story though. So this story goes. Okay, so this was during the summertime in, oh boy, the late 90s, okay? And so the Carpentersville Fest, I know it's a very long, oh wow, nice. So Carpentersville Fest had on the bill one day the Birds. Now, mind you, I said late 90s. I am going, what the hell? And I knew damn well, even though that's part of the reason why you had that mini Birds reunion with Roger and Chris and David. And I'm trying to remember, oh God, who died first? Gene Clark or Michael Clark? I think Gene died first, right? I don't know. Oh, okay, thank you. So I said to myself, who the hell is in this Birds lineup, because it's not official, and I don't know who is running it. Okay, Gene died first. So yeah, this was after Gene died. And if I remember correctly, Michael, didn't he die in like a few months after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction? Okay, yeah, Gene died in 91. So I think didn't like Mike make it to 93 or something and died? So it was neither one of them. So who had the balls to go off and try to be the Birds? It was Gene Parsons and Skip York, and I'm going, what the hell? What makes you think that you've got right in the late 90s to go out as the Birds? And from what I'm told, that's one of the reasons why that Roger and Chris and David did what they did to hang on to the trademark, and that pretty much, I'm told, killed the rest of those nonsense bands. The alternate Sweetheart of the Rodeo with Graham's vocals destroys them. You know, I heard about that, but I've never heard it. I will have to listen to that. I like the Birds. I thought, you know, okay, once again, remember we were talking about comparisons earlier in the broadcast. Well, I remember that the press back then, if I remember correctly, were calling the Birds the American Beatles, and I'm going, oh, not this again. They were very damn talented, each one of them. You know, the thing is that the Wrecking Crew ended up on some of those big hits. If I remember correctly, you maybe got Roger and Chris at the most, unless, you know, the others were singing harmonies. But none of the, for those big hits, at least in the mid to the latter part of the 60s, like 65, 67, I'm led to believe Wrecking Crew was on a lot of that stuff. I could be wrong. Oh my. Now, I'm not Mike, but let me tell you something. I have not heard White Light. I have heard No Other. That is a fantastic damn album. I would love an original OG press. I know that they did a record store day press. Oh, okay. But yeah, if I remember correctly, it was Gene Parsons and Skip York. Or am I thinking Skip Batten? I'm going to skip back tonight. Why did I say Skip York? Oh, with Emmy Lou. Okay, that's cool. I like Emmy Lou. I'll have to listen to White Light. I have not heard White Light, I will confess. The only reason why I know about No Other is because the owner of the record store played it in its entirety, and I stayed there until it was done. And if I had the money, I would have bought the reissue. But I want an OG. I'm picky. Fallen Angels, that's right. Emmylou Harris. I have an Emmylou Harris autograph. Not to me, though, mind you. My executive producer, Donna Jo Catlady, she found it in a desk drawer of a house cleaning. My introduction to No Other was at a record store. See? Yeah. Hell of a record. I'll have to listen to White Light. But yeah, Gene Clark, damn. You know, the only other thing I remember coming across, I always have to ask Wade, who's this? That's how I learn things sometimes. No Other was a shock the first time I heard it. I thought it was going to be the same bastardized glam album given the cover. But yeah. So, like I said, I'll have to check it out. The only other thing I came across, I don't know if I still have it anymore. I have a CD. It's from the late 80s. Gene Clark did, help me out here, he had a lady in the group, and they sang duets. And she's still around today, if I remember correctly. I cannot remember her name. Sorry. But I came across one of those albums. There's an expanded album with Dillard. That's it. Carla Olson. Thank you. And an original goes for 50 and up. Yeesh. Ouch. Yeah. And you know, I think I listened to, yes, thank you. I hate my mind sometimes. So Rebellious a Lover, that's right. So, the thing is that, I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, unfortunately. But, so what I was getting at was, I do remember finding dirt cheap the McGuinn, Hillman, Clark albums from the late 70s. And some interesting stuff on there. Interesting. It wasn't great. It was nice to hear them together again. I'll give them that. They did 3 albums, if I remember correctly. I think Gene was on the first 2, and then it was just McGuinn, Hillman, I think, for the last, if I remember right. You know what? I bet you that's an awesome documentary. I definitely would have looked at that. I like watching a lot of music docs. I do. Oh, excuse me. Doesn't matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what, guys? It's almost an hour and a half. I kind of promised this is where I was going to go. It's hard to come by. I bet. I wonder, does YouTube have it, Mike? Maybe I'll go look on YouTube. I'll write that down, too. Look for Gene Clark bio YouTube. Okay. But yeah, so I love the Byrds. The Bird Who Flew Alone, that's about right. You know what? Thank you. Oh, it's not on YouTube. Well, at least also Michael Clark jumped to Firefall for a little while, too. He got some other recognition. And, you know, he was on those first couple records. That was real nice. All right. You know, I thank you all for being here. Please like and sub me if you haven't. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of episodes for a lot of things. I think we're going to be looking at winding down the season of Jukebox from Hell. Season 3 will probably be done by New Year's Eve. That's how we'll have it. So we only got a couple more weeks left. Okay. And then we're going to take about a 6-week break And then we'll start season 4 in February. It was done by a European father and son team. Let's not forget the Burrito Brothers. You're right. Those first 2 albums, definitely. That was one thing I regret. God, I had a chance. There was a flea market stall. This was maybe about a year or 2 ago. And I did not have the money. If I had the money, I just was there to look. I came across a later 70s Flying Burrito Brother album, and it was autographed by Gene Parsons and Chris Etheridge. Am I going to get that right? And I should have grabbed it. It was only $10. I went to go get it, and it was fucking gone by the time I got Gilded Palace of Sin. I have heard that record. I do love that record. And wow, that is a great tiebreaker for those Forever Changes. The only one I have that I've ever come across is Love's first album on mono, which I got that. One of these days I got to show you guys that. Picked it up at a library book sale for $1. A nice near minty copy of Love in mono. My Little Red Book, 7 and 7 is, and all the other fun stuff. All right, guys. I want you guys to take care. God bless. Rock on. Stay safe. I know some of my friends in New York and Wyoming and Colorado got bombarded with snow over the last few days. We're getting into the slippery shit out there. Please be careful. Be safe. Arrive in one piece so you can go see your loved ones for Christmas and New Year's Eve. And Mike goes off and says it very well. Take care, and God bless you all. God bless us all, even Mr. Scrooge. Remember, yeah, I hate cold weather too. I mean, I will admit though, my favorite seasons are spring and fall. I'm not a big summer guy anymore since it's boiling. Oh, Mike, you just are showing up just as I'm winding down. You'll have to watch the whole thing. It's cool, though. It's worth it. Always powered by coffee. Each and every time. Mike, I can't remember. Did we talk about where you are in Illinois? Like I said, I used to live in northwest suburbs, McHenry County. Crystal Lake, Woodstock, McHenry, Harvard. That's where I spent most of my days. Okie dokie. But that's all right, Mike. I'll give you a hint. I'll be on Saturday, because Svenguli's a rerun, so we'll try and do a Saturday one, and maybe we'll have other things to talk about by then. Always powered by coffee each and every time. Yes, see? Look, I got my winter mug. All right, guys, take care. Thank you so much, and I love you all. I really, really do. That is the truth.